Let's talk about it. EA has been acquired by an investor consortium of 3 parties. Why is this such a big deal, and what will it mean for EA moving forward? So to explain the PIF, that's the sovereign wealth fund of the Saudi Arabian government. It's essentially a gigantic pool of money that the Saudi Arabian government has been using to buy up things that interest it. This is significant because no sovereign wealth fund has ever owned one of the biggest publishers in video games before. Saudi Arabia's interest in EA seems to stem largely from an interest in EAFC, part of a larger spending spree on football ahead of the 2026 World Cup. Silver Lake is an investment group that also has an interest in football. Silver Lake owns a 33.3% stake in the Australian professional leagues, which are the organisers of the A-League football competition. It's also reportedly one of several investors in the running to control TikTok's US-based operations. Affinity Partners is a private equity firm that is largely financed by the Saudi Arabian government. It's run by Jared Kushner, son-in-law of US President Donald Trump. Okay, beyond the football, why is Saudi Arabia interested in EA? Partly, yes, it has to do with controlling EA's sports titles like EAFC because they are the publisher's primary moneymaker and have been for a while. But the other part of it is seemingly for the flex. Since the spree of major acquisitions that defined the early 2020s, Wall Street has largely grown bored with the video games industry. Though the cost of production has ballooned in the last 2 decades, overall profitability has stagnated. And we've seen that a lot in recent years. More and more major games are crashing on takeoff than ever before. And this has led to shareholder-driven publishers becoming allergic to risk, interested in projects that will deliver safe, predictable quarterly returns. That's why it's so startling that the Saudis were prepared to pay so much for EA. That $55 billion purchase price is much higher than it feels like any reasonable valuation for EA should be, especially considering that $20 billion of that purchase price is going to clearing the publisher's debts. Indeed, EA's new owners don't expect to have that debt fully paid off by the time this deal is expected to close in early 2027. That means EA is likely looking down the barrel of further and more serious redundancies and studio closures in the years to come. The company currently employs over 15,000 staff around the world, and its new owners will set the agenda on what it wants the company working on. Games and studios with large queer followings like BioWare's Dragon Age and Maxis's The Sims now worry that their own work will put them offside with the notoriously homophobic Saudi regime. Whatever happens next likely won't happen quickly. More than likely, it'll come in waves over the next few years as the new regime gets its new house in order. By the end, EA might look very, very different. Keen for your take on this one. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think.